Hello, hello. Happy New Year. Happy almost New Year. 2018, let's do this. Grab a pen and a paper and let's take some notes on how to make this the best year ever. Okay, so I have 5 things that I want to share with you today. Number 1 is get clear. Get clear on what your goals are. Get clear on what you want to create. If you don't know where you're going, you're not going to get there. If I get in the car in Los Angeles, which is where I am right now, and I want to go to New York, I can't drive south towards Mexico. I have to be clear on where I'm going to go, where I want to go if I'm going to get there. So this is a great way. This actually comes from Napoleon Hill, who wrote the book Think and Grow Rich, and he talks about masterminding and achieving goals. He's really he's well known for that. So he says to look at where you want to be in 3 years from now. So get really, really clear on what you want your life to look like in 3 years. Who do you want to be? Where do you want to be living? What do you want to be doing with your life? And then from that 3-year ahead of you goal, like go backwards and get back to 1 year. And then if you have your focus for this next year, again, like if I'm in LA and I'm going to New York, I can't drive south. So if you know where you're going, the big goal, then the how is revealed along the way, right? Like the headlights will reveal the next 200 yards on the road as you go. But we need to know the big goal if we're going to get there. Otherwise, you're blowing in the wind, and that's fine too, but that's not goal setting. So number 2, action. You have to take massive action on your goals. So it could be little action every day or big action every once in a while, but consistent action is the only way you're going to achieve anything. We could think about it, we could plan about it, we could manifest it, we could call it in, we could do whatever, all these other things, but unless you're taking action in that direction, unless you're in the car in Los Angeles and you're putting your foot on the gas towards New York, you're not going to get there. So it's the action that makes a difference and brings you to your goal. And this means you're going to need to be willing to be uncomfortable. It's not comfortable to do new things, to try new things, to put yourself out there. So being willing to be uncomfortable for the sake of your goal. And acting on inspiration is also important. A lot of the times people will get inspired with an idea or something to call this person to do. Usually when I meditate, I'll end up getting like an insight, like reach out to this person or go over here or do that. And so acting on those inspirations is critical. We are being guided. You are being guided. There is something inside you, a higher wisdom running through you that is giving you insight and helping you get to where you want to be. Think about it this way, like if you bought a blue truck, and maybe there's something in your life that you relate to like this, all of a sudden you see blue trucks everywhere in your environment. Now, it's not that suddenly there's all of a sudden blue trucks everywhere. It's that because it's on your mind, now you see them. And the same thing is with goal setting. If you have your goal on this, and we're going to I'm going to New York as the goal. If your goal is set on I'm driving to New York, then you will follow the signs that lead to the way to New York. So if your mind is on your goal, your subconscious mind is now working with you on your team, finding those blue trucks in your environment to bring you there. That's why clarity is so key. So clarity and action. Number 3, and I hope you're writing these guys down, or maybe you already know this stuff. Give me a heart if you're there so I can see you. Number 3 is mentor. Success leaves clues. So if we try to do something by ourselves, it's going to take a lot longer than if we actually ask somebody who has the result that we want, how did they do it? So if you wanted to learn how to run, you would get a coach and they would coach you along the track, right? If you wanted to learn how to fix your car, then you would ask a mechanic how to fix your car. So you find somebody who has the result that you're looking for and you ask them how they did it. So this could be, your mentors could be, and it could be low budge, right? No budge. So it could be watching videos on YouTube. It could be reading books. It could be finding somebody in the career that you want to be and asking them how they did it. It could be hiring a coach or hiring a mentor or asking somebody to mentor you. But find somebody who has the result that you want to do and talk to them about it, because that is the quickest way to speed up your results. They've already made the mistakes. They can already push you in the right direction. So definitely look into YouTube, look into hiring somebody, or look into reading books on whatever subject that your goal is in. Number 4 is responsibility. So this means no blaming and no excuses. Taking 100% responsibility for your goal in your life. As long as you're blaming and you're putting you're putting that on somebody else, then you're going to be stuck and you're going to have some sort of excuse or reason why you can't actually do it. But that's just crap. It's just not true. And I think another thing that I hear that people do is they say, well, I could never do it. They see somebody else doing something and they think, well, I can never do it because I'm not like them. That's also giving an excuse. We're all the same. We are all humans. We all have similar wiring in some respect, right? Like none of us really want or enjoy failing so much or want to be uncomfortable, but it's doing it anyway. It's not blaming. It's taking full responsibility for your life path and your goals and your dreams and taking that action to get you there. And then the last one is no fucks. So letting go of what other people think about you, getting more interested in what you think about you. So not caring if people are judging you or what they're saying about you. And when you do step out, there's this thing called the crab in the bucket mentality. So when one crab, and I don't know if you are familiar with crabs in a bucket, but if you put crabs in a bucket, they will not escape, because as soon as one starts to crawl out of the bucket, the other ones will grab that crab back down. They don't want the crab to get away, so they'll pull you back down. Humans do that too. We don't mean to, but we do. When we see somebody succeeding, when some of us see somebody succeeding, if we pull them back down, that means that we don't have to look at our own fear of not doing what we're doing. So well-meaning people who love you might be the crab that's pulling you back in the bucket. So no fucks means just crawling. If you want to crawl out of the bucket, crawling out of the bucket, knowing that there's going to be resistance from maybe even loved ones around you, but not caring what other people think, making your goal, and being kind in the process, right? The other bit here is criticism. Criticism is so amazing. When you can use criticism, now I don't mean if someone's just being plain out mean or rude, but a lot of the time criticism is actually advice. It's actually suggestions. It's actually something that consider, is this something that, how can I learn or grow from this? And so like, especially like some of my clients that I coach, they are brand new to putting themselves out there, making videos like this online, and they are afraid of getting negative comments. And well, okay, I mean, that's part of it. When you put yourself out there, people may judge you, but we have to not care. We have to be more connected to what it is that we want to bring into this world, or what we want to create, or what our goal is, than what other people think about us. And I'm sure I get negative comments. I don't usually, unless they're really, really mean, I don't view them that way. A lot of the times I agree with what the people say. Like I made this one video, obviously I'm like caffeinated, I love Starbucks. I made this one video about anxiety, and this person was just like in the comments, and it's funny how they'll leave comments as if you're not reading it, as if it's not giving you a flag on your phone. And she's like, this person gives me anxiety. She's so energetic. And I read that and I was like, wow, she's right. I can see, like, I don't necessarily going to change my style for her, but I can see that if I spoke a little bit calmer when I talk about anxiety, that maybe that would actually reach more people. So when people give us criticism, like we could, take that one way, ow, that hurts. I don't want to be rejected. I want to be loved, right? I want to be good enough. I don't want to be a fraud or found out or whatever. Or we can look at it as this person is giving me insight. Like they're showing me what the impact on them is, whether or not they're saying it in a polite way. They're showing me what one person's impact is. And to see how our impact is on other people is really, really valuable. So that's amazing. And then what else do I want to say here? Oh, failures. Failures, okay, so failures, I invite you to do it like this, right? So success for me, success is a series of failures. So we are going to stumble and we are going to fall. And just like if we have a little kid who's like 1 year, 2 years old and learning how to walk, when the kid falls, how do we talk to the kid? Of course, you encourage them to get back up. It's okay, you fell, no problem, keep going back. We would never tell the kid, you're never gonna make it, don't try to walk, buddy, stay down there. Like, it's not gonna work. Walking is not for you. We would need to learn how to talk to ourselves that way. The same language that you would use to your child or a child if you don't have children is the language I'm inviting you to use on yourself when you fall, when you fail, when you stumble on the direction towards your goal. Again, if we're in the car in LA going to New York, when you hit when you go the wrong way, that's great. Just get the map out and go back. Don't say, I'm going to resign here in this awful place. I'm going to fall and stay in a ditch. I'll decorate the ditch. No, we get back up, encourage ourselves, motivate us, find ways to motivate and encourage you. Like, one thing that was really helpful to me is I had Marianne Williamson's quote taped up on my wall, and I read it every morning. The one about, who am I to, we're more afraid of our light than our darkness. Who am I to be brilliant, talented, gorgeous, fabulous, all these things? Actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God. Playing small doesn't help anybody. You were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within you. And in fact, it's by shining your own light that you encourage other people to shine their light. So I'm totally paraphrasing that one right there, but find a quote. Find some inspirational literature that keeps you up and keeps you in that high vibe and keeps you in the energy of where you want to go, and remind yourself, you know, it's like motivation is like a shower. We don't just do it once. It's a practice. We need it daily to stay in that vibe and to try new things and to work with that part of us that wants to stay small and scared and doesn't want to be rejected or doesn't want to fail or feel uncomfortable. But if you got goals, baby, it's about being uncomfortable while you're going there. And I want to close with the SMART goals, right? So most of my clients already know this, and I'm sure you already know this out there in Facebook land. But so goals need to be SMART. If we're going to get the clarity on the goals, they need to be specific. What is the specific goal you want to achieve? And then measurable. How will we know if you achieved it or not? Saying I want to be more friendly, or I want to have more friends, or I want to have more success. Yes or no, binary. How do we know if you achieve that? I want to have 10 new clients by January 31st. Then we know in that specific goal if you got it or not. Achievable. It has to be realistic. I am going to walk to the moon. Okay, that's not realistic, right? That's not achievable. Relevant. So reasonable, realistic, resource, and results-based. And then time-bound is the last one. So what is the time on it? So what do you want to achieve very specifically and by when? So just to recap, and I'll take a breath because that's a lot. For 2018, this was the invitation. Number 1, get clarity on where you want to go, what you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to have. Your goals might be that you want to be kinder. And there might be a way to measure that, right? Like I want to do 3 random acts of kindness a day without getting caught. And so then we know that you can actually achieve that, right? Because we can measure that. So clarity on your goals, taking action in the direction of your goals, finding a mentor, whether it is virtual or whether it is an actual person that you speak with, taking full responsibility for yourself in your 2018, and then no fucks. Doing it, not worrying about what anybody else thinks, being more concerned about what you think, and if you're the crab in the bucket, climbing out anyways. So guys, Happy New Year. I hope you're having a beautiful day out there, and that felt like a lot, so hopefully you wrote some of that down or watch this again. Share this with anybody who you think could benefit from a little bit of New Year planning, and no matter what's going on in your life, if you're celebrating alone tonight and you're feeling a little depressed, New Year's Eve, or if you didn't achieve what you wanted to achieve this last year, or you're having a bad week, or the holidays were rough, no matter what is going on with your life, you can decide right now to flip the script, to change it, and getting clear on where you want to go is the best way to get there. Because again, if we get in the car in LA and I want to go to New York, but I don't really say where I want to go or set my GPS, I might end up in Canada or Hawaii. So it's all up to you. It's all up to you. By the way, you know this, I'm a coach. If you want to work with me, I do have space for one-on-one clients. So if that is something that you've been thinking about, send me a message and start this new year off with some accountability and some Kirsten in your life. So again, Happy New Year. I hope you had a beautiful day, beautiful year, and the best is yet to come. All right, guys, bye.